Saturday, everybody, and I'm not even gonna waste let me get the chair to be quiet. I'm not even gonna waste a lot of time, you know what I'm saying, because what I got is very important. After going to see the Air movie, you know, this shoe got a whole movie wrapped around it. After going to see the Air movie, I thought I knew a lot about this shoe, and then it just opened up my eyes to so much more and so much more of what this is. I'm not even gonna, you know, just take too much time. This is the Air Jordan Retro 1 Chicago. Now this is a 2015, and I know it says this is a review, but I'm gonna more so treat this like a history lesson. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, after we watched the Air movie, it was so much more that I found out about this shoe. And I just want to share it at this point because basically this is a unicorn, you know what I'm saying? This is the first of its kind. Everything that we know now about sneakers and the sneaker game, it really started with this shoe right here. And it came out in 1985. Let me get my hard facts, pull out my phone and just see what the original release date, actual release date is. Let's try this. Siri, when did the Air Jordan 1 come out?
Here's what I found from Wikipedia. The first Air Jordan shoe was produced for Hall of Fame former basketball player Michael Jordan during his time with the Chicago Bulls in late 1984 and released to the public on April 1st, 1985.
April 1st, 1985. So, seriously, this came out. I should know that by heart, though. April 1st, 1985, this shoe was born. And, well, it's not born, it's given to the public. And the specialty about this shoe is because before this shoe, companies like Adidas and Converse, they were paying athletes to endorse shoes that they were already making. You know what I'm saying? The shoe already had a name. The shoe already was probably already on the market or something they was about to release onto the market, and they attached the shoe to a player to push the shoe. You know what I'm saying? This one was different. This one, because the thing is, Jordan didn't want to go to Nike. He didn't want to fuck with them at all. He wanted to go to Adidas first, Converse second. Those was the two biggest in the game at that point. Adidas had Run DMC. It was the tracksuit. It was all of that, you know, hoopla, blah, 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 blah. And Nike was just, you know, they really was running department. They was running shoes, track stuff. That's how they started out. And their Nike basketball program was shitty as a motherfucker. Nobody wanted to fuck with it. They had a couple athletes, but nobody wanted to mess with it. And Jordan was coming out of college. He was getting ready to go to the NBA. And Nike was like, we need to save our ass. We need to save our program. Let's find, they was looking for 4 athletes. It was either 3 or 4, either 3 or 4 athletes that they was gonna split $250,000 to push the brand. And then my mans came up with the idea to give the whole $250,000 to one player and take the line and wrap it around the player and use the player to create the line around the player and make the shoe the player's name and push it that way. You know what I'm saying? Let the player make the shoe and let the player sell the shoe through himself and his attributes by putting his name on them. That shit was fire. It was never even heard of. And it was so much on the line because my man's job, his career was on the line. Don't get me wrong, I don't remember his name. His career was on the line. It was like either I signed Michael Jordan, he only wanted Michael Jordan. You know, there was other names out there, including Charles Barkley and stuff, but they just wasn't what they was looking to get done. And Jordan was like, no, not fucking with it. I'm not fucking with Nike. I don't want no parts of Nike. I don't want to take a meeting with Nike. And my man's had to do some life-defying, altering things to get this job done, like get this deal done and make this item and make this thing work. And seeing the determination and all that was on the line, you know, you watching a movie, and it's kind of crazy because you watching a movie from the past, right? You know the future because you're living the future. You're of the future, but you're watching the past that happened before I was even born. I wasn't born in 1989. So all of this was going on before I even, was even thought of, before I ever walked this earth. And to see what was going on before me, and then to analyze where I actually come into play at this point. I don't come into play until Jordan's late in his career. He's already retired one time. I get the second half of the Bulls into the Wizards Jordan, that 96, 97, 98. My earliest Jordan I ever remember coming out is the 12. That's like 97. I'm like 7, 8 years. I'm like maybe six years old, 7 years old. And they already on model 12. I don't know nothing about this. I don't find out about ones in the history of ones. I gotta go back and educate myself. And I use the retro cards to do that. When I was finally getting my own Jordans, I remember going back to the retro card and then, doing my history on the ones before, the models before that. And then I would Google what I could at the time back then. Internet wasn't nowhere near what it is now. And, I learned as much as I could. I've studied these things. But then to actually see the movie and to see what actually really happened, it just it makes you more intrigued, and it pulls you more into the history that this really is. So that's why I just want to do a quick review. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about telling you what the shoe looked like. I just want to tell you what the shoe represent. They really just saw their eyes on the prize, and they went after it, and they did whatever it took to get this to be what we know it is today. And I just think that's some of the most awesomest and some of the most, greatest American stories. We all from America, United States of America, if you're here. And, this is just the land of the free, this land of opportunity. And this Nike story, this story of me being able to do what I do, because you got to think, if they don't do this, what do I be doing right now? You see what I mean? It's like a circle of life. It's like what they did directly affects me, and it has to go a certain type of way so I can be who I am today. What would I be reselling right now if it wasn't for them and them going after Michael Jordan and designing this shoe line around him to house his name? And then you gotta think, he gives birth to all the current shit we know now: LeBron's, KD's, Kobe's, Kyrie's, Steph's, Iverson's, Sheed's, and the list goes on. Spreewell's, the list goes. All of this happens because this happens. And I just think it's remarkable, me being who I am at 34 years old and just being into this shit since I did. I'm there going on, I want to say I'm like 28 years into sneakers and Air Jordans. I'm really up there. And while this field and this area ever so expands, every year, I just become like a grandfather, OG in it, and it's just, it's dope to me, because this is just some dope shit to be a part of, especially me being at it from the birth. I've always been like a magnet to these, and to have a Retro 1 High OG Chicago in hand right now, it's just full circle for me, because it's funny just how I acquire certain type of stuff, and it's like I have it, and then I don't have it, then I have it, then I don't have it, and then shit just pop up, and then next thing you know, my hands just be on shit. And whatever I'm into at the moment, that's what I talk about with the shoes. So it's perfect timing for me to have this shoe because of what's all going on. I just dropped the satin Chicago Air Force One, and I just dropped the, I haven't dropped the Dunk yet. So we got the inspiration. I've been talking about Chicago's, and then I got a Chicago in here. 2015, my size. And also, this is a release I never had. I never had this one. I had the 2012 Chicago, but I never had the 15. Wanted it too. Just beautiful shoes, man. Like I said, if you haven't seen the Chicago before, I'm gonna show you one quick now. The bottom, Air Jordan 1, April 1st, 1985. That's the bottom. Tabs, front tab, side. I ain't about to even try to get into it. We done seen this shoe a million times. And the crazy is seeing it this time, even though I done seen this shoe so much, it's still like wow. You know, it means a lot more than what it used to, you know. And we just had the recent Lost and Found release, but seeing it like this is real fire, real dope, man. So yeah, I'm gonna give y'all on foot. I'm gonna do a slight on foot because this shoe is on the market. It's at a high price too. This shoe is on the market right now to be sold, and I want to keep it in the DS condition. So we're gonna do a light on foot. I'm gonna put a brand new pair of socks on, and then we're gonna rock it like that, man. Appreciate the love. Shout out to everybody. Make sure y'all subscribe, man. Subscribe, hit that subscribe button, that like, do everything, you know. Whatever y'all supposed to do under my videos, do it. Do it. Go ahead. You know what I'm saying? 2015, this shoe was almost 10 years old, and it's just in perfect condition. Perfect condition. DS size 10. Gsnks 89. We here, man. Appreciate the love. These real red bottoms, you know what I'm saying? It's a $2,000 shoe. It's 2 racks. It's $2,000. It's real red bottoms. Chicago, 2015. The shoe of all shoes. The shoe that started this is the shoe that started a world pandemic. This shoe created me. It's crazy. Gsnks is nothing without this. So let's get it, man. Like I said, we got the Air Force One, we got the Satin Chicago Dunk Low, and then we got the real thing, the Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG Chicago. Appreciate the love, everybody. Let's get it. On foot, as promised. These fit like a glove. Like I said, they're size 10 DS. It's still DS, even though they on foot. They worn by me, so that's cool. Just a little on foot action. Made sure the socks was brand new. Brand new. But we got all 3 generations here. We got all 3 generations, all 3 silhouettes: Air Force One, Dunk Low, Air Force One, Dunk, and Retro One. So y'all can see the similarities in all of them. Nike's 3 big hitters: Dunk, Air Force One, Air Jordan 1. Let's get it. We ain't gonna do too much. Just give you that on-foot shot. Had to get all 3 of them in the shot. Had to. And like I said, these is available for purchase. Let's get it. And game worn by me. I should sign them. Let's get it. Give you the back.